How do you say it?
Bharat.
Oh God. Let's try this. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Chhaya NENE is joining us today.
Hey guys.
And so you were talking a little bit, and I wanted to roll on this before we really got into it, because I'm a big fan of the show Master of None.
Yes.
I've completely disregarded all the controversy that's surrounding Aziz Ansari, but in one of the earlier episodes of the first season, he has these auditions where he's asked to do a Hindi accent, not even Hindi, just an Indian accent. He's like, I don't do that, man. I'm from the States. And he tries to, and it doesn't work out. And you just told me that you have to do that all the time.
Yes, it depends on like certain roles. It's changed. When I first started auditioning, sometimes they just wanted to hear what it sounded like in an accent, and that I won't do. Because I feel like if you're just hearing it for the sake of hearing it and it has nothing to do with the role, then what's the point?
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, that doesn't make sense. But if the character does it, then yes, I go in, and that's start to finish slate. Everything is with the accent. So it just seamlessly changes. But it also depends on what accent. Do you have more of a British tilt to your accent, or do you have more of a rural tilt? Like, it sounds different depending on where you are. And I do it for a bunch of auditions lately. We're moving more and more towards Indian auditions, Indian movies, Indian roles. And that's kind of fun for me to see. But also, I have played, in this past week, I self-taped for 19 and 40 in the same day, both age ranges, and both required accents.
Wait, hold on. 19 years old and 40 years old?
Yes, in both. So I was a mother of a 13-year-old, and I played 19 for college in both of these tapes. So it's just fascinating to me, depending on like makeup and hair. That is my age range, which is crazy, and then both required the accent.
Well, you're Asian.
Well, Asian no raisin.
Yeah, Asian what?
Asian no raisin.
What does that mean?
We don't prune up.
It's like black don't crack, you know?
That's funny.
It's true. Until you reach menopause, and then it's
then it's a different story. It does change. When I was 13, I looked 40. And I'm serious. Like, if we have pictures, you're going to be like, why did you do that? And it just, until now, I have never looked younger. I've always looked a lot older as a kid. I don't know. Age is weird.
I mean, that's a good problem, I think, because most people, when they're younger, they're trying to, you know, go to 7-Eleven or the clubs or whatever, and then you would have an advantage. And now that you're older, everyone wants to look younger, and you're aging backwards.
Which is
so,
perfect.
I mean, it's perfect.
I don't know what you're talking about. Chhaya NENE and I were always, doing studies and not trying to sneak out at night and drink.
At all.
At 7-Eleven. Yeah.
No, never.
No. I grew up in Thailand. It's different times. Different place.
The closest I can come to that is when I chatted on AOL Instant Messenger, people would think I'm 40.
I mean,
Just because of the way I speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have, like, the intelligence and the gravitas to your voice, it carries, and everyone thinks that you're older than you are, no matter what you do, if it carries in your voice,
But going back to the audition thing, so you don't get bothered by having to do the accent. It's just a matter of, if it's intrinsically tied to the character and the character's nature, then it's fine. It's not a big deal.
So, like, Mindy just had a casting call, and everybody's mother, brother, father, sister, cousin tagged me in it and submitted for it. And the role has an Indian accent, and I loved it because for the first time, or one of the first times, it's written by somebody who understands the nuances of the culture. So doing the accent felt like, yeah, why wouldn't I do it? And even the words, you know where the accent is going because of the words that you've heard on, I don't know, just certain phrases, it's inherent. And that felt great to me. It's like, people understand, I get it, and the accent's okay when it's an Indian character.
Now, you said you're Marathi.
Marathi. Yeah.
But is that different?
No, Marathi is the same as the R sound with your tongues that you're gonna, it's Marathi, and your tongue flicks out.
That's just how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Marathi.
Oh, so I'm just saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Marathi. That's nothing new.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I haven't gotten right.
Yeah.
There's a whole meme I made of myself about me saying Bharat the wrong way.
Oh.
And so, like, I just leaned into it and made a whole video of me just, like, I took the clip of me saying the name wrong, because Salman. I say his name wrong, dude. He's got a movie called Bharat. How do you say it?
Bharat.
Oh, God. Let's try this. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Bharat.
I'm not gonna do it.
If you
y'all just have to accept
this
that.
Like diaphragm area, the H sound. It's if you over enunciate, you'll say it right. So like, imagine the h coming out.
It's like going
Bharat.
what?
Yeah, and the H sound Bharat. It's like.
Is there a white way to say that?
Is it
better?
No.
Is it like a B sound or a P sound?
Bh. It's like
BNP.
BH. Yeah, it's like bh. It's like buh and buh. There's two, like the H is aspirated.
But it's spelled Bharat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bharat would be Barat. The H sound is the same thing with Chhaya. So it's not Chhaya, it's Chhaya, because the H is there, but when you say it together, it's Chhaya.
There's a
Chhaya.
breath in. There's actually
Yeah,
breath.
there's like
Chhaya.
But it's, yeah, you don't want to say it like
I'm
that.
gonna
'cause
like
I'm
pass
crazy.
out as I'm trying to say her name. Is this Chhaya NENE?
So if you over enunciate, then you start saying Bharat. Bharat. Yeah.
Bharat.
You're gonna say it all week now.
Hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Okay, so there's extra syllables in there. Yeah, Bharat.
So that's saying it over enunciating. Then
Yeah.
pull it back. So Bharat.
Bharat. I don't know.
So then that's like, so the
Mahabharat.
Yeah, it says Mahabharat.
Hold on. But okay, do it again.
Mahabharat.
No. The
Bharat.
Bharat.
Yeah, we're closer to it.
Bharat.
Once you leave, it's gonna go back to the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, Bharat!
So what happened was I kept saying it wrong, and I'm like, this is such a cool name, Bharat, and I kept saying it wrong, and then people were going at me in the comments. So I made this whole music video, taking clips from that reaction, and then people thought that I shot video of me saying it wrong on purpose just to rub it in their face. I'm like, no, I'm making fun of myself because I did it bad. I know I'm recognizing I did a bad job, but even like trying to say it with you, I'm having a really hard time.
Yeah, that's different.
But you know what? I did too as a kid, because learning English in this country, obviously I was born here, but my parents were like, you're not going to say it wrong. So I
them.
learned to like hear it. And even if I say it wrong now, sometimes I don't say things because I have the American accent, and they'll be like, no. It's an immediate correct, like parents, grandparents, everybody. And I am grateful for that, because I don't want to sound stupid. But it's something with the American accent, your mouth doesn't form the words the same way.
Of course not.
So it's harder when you hear it, and then you're trying to keep up with it. Because when you go there, everyone's like, hee, American accent. And here, they're like, do the Indian accent, it's good. So it's like balancing both of what you're born with and how to say it.
So what I was gonna ask you earlier before we went off on this other tangent was, when you're doing an accent, is it specifically like a Hindi accent or like a South Indian accent? Like, because I know there's different regional accents, right? Or is it like generic Indian accent that they're looking for?
I think, I don't think people realize, and actually that's a good thing that you brought up, because in January there was a Manasa town hall that happened. So that's like Middle Eastern, North African, and South Asian. And these were the questions that were coming up is, listen, there's so many different regions and dialects. How do we say things correctly? And where is this actual accent coming from? And I think that's something that's eye-opening. Like, right now it's generic, but for a show I auditioned for, they were like, we need somebody to speak Urdu. So if someone says Urdu, you know what kind of accent you're going to have, because Urdu is similar to Hindi. Hindi is similar to Marathi. So if you can speak one, you can kind of go down the line of figuring out where the accent is.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So has there ever been an instance where you couldn't pull off the accent, or they wanted something specific and you're like, yeah, that's
I think it's hard for me sometimes to go back and forth between the English and American accent, because American is so American, and I had to speak in Urdu and then go back to English, but English with an affected accent, and that was almost challenging to go switch back and forth from a different language to English with an accent. I can do it, but when you're because sentence structure is flipped too, right, in different languages, so you're trying to think back into the English, that sometimes is a challenge, I think.
Well, they call it Hinglish, right? Because
Yeah.
you're going Hindi and English. You find that challenging?
No, I mean, not so like at home I speak French with my family sometimes, so French, English, and Marathi, so all three languages can fly.
Hold on, where's this coming from? Where's the
Like,
French coming from?
My whole family knows French. My grandmother taught French, still does, in India, so we've all kind of
because
picked up.
they're all from the French part of India?
No, just you know.
That's not a thing, I just made that up.
It's not a thing.
That's a money talks joke.
Where you from, huh? That French part of Compton?
But from Goa, when people settlers came, there was European influence, because like my dad has green eyes.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there is a European influence on the coast. We all speak French. The languages we switch out of all the time. Conversations, English, Marathi.
Yeah.
I
whatever.
do remember in Goa it having somewhat of a European feel to it, especially with
does.
the occupants there, like people who were running the restaurants that we ate at. They did seem, I think they were more like Portuguese kind of.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
it was a Portuguese
Colony.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also how the chili pepper, if I'm not mistaken, jalapeno pepper came to India, because it's not native to India.
And revolutionized everything.
Right, and we cook with it a lot. But
Yeah.
that's something people will find fascinating. I'm like, no, the jalapeno pepper was not native to India, and people do not know that.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't realize about India in general is how diverse it is, and how the culture is actually kind of like America, in that it came from all these different places in order to form itself. It's not like, people have a very bland idea as to what India is and how it came about. They don't really understand that it's multicultural in itself as well.
Super diverse, and how like the North is different than the South. South, there's a huge matriarchal society. Even name structure is different. Like in North India, I'm Chhaya, daughter of Sharish family NENE. But in the South, you take your mother's last name and your mother's first name. So it's just like an interesting. It's so different when you visit and you see the different places and styles. Even food is so different depending on the city that you go to.
Are you a princess also?
It's actually funny you say that.
Oh my gosh, I was just joking. Okay.
That is a story. My family owns like a castle in Maharashtra because my dad's side of the family once had the castle, and the story is like my mom's family slaughtered most of my dad's family when they lived in this castle, and then they ended up getting married.
Wow.
Later. Like it's like this weird.
So your
story.
parents are like, it's like the German Nazis and Jews coming to not Nazis, but
No.
Germans and Jews coming together.
No, but I think that's interesting.
It's warring families, like
be-
two
yeah.
cultural warring families that came, and I found out my mom's last name at some point in time changed, and it's like that was the family that came and killed all but one woman who carried the line of my dad's family, and now they've gotten married like all these generations later, and here we are, and they own castle, and so it's like it's pretty cool.
Wow,
you're
that's
making-
epic.
You're making it sound like I'm making a faux pas, but like she said, one family slaughtered the other family.
Well,
basically.
warring families, I
Warring
guess.
families.
So like the Roman, the
But-
Capulets, you know. Like,
Yeah, like
you know.
that. More like that. I wouldn't go so far as to say like
They were being genocidal.
Nazis and Jews. You know what I mean?
All right,
That's
fine.
it.
But that's the first thing I go to. It's like if I meet someone who's half German, half Jewish, I'm like, wow,
I mean,
that's a
that's-
thing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that, like, if you told me you're from, you know, you have this ethnicity, I'm not going to think on that level.
Right.
You know, but now that you told me.
But ethnicity is also a great question going into the accent thing too. I mean, no one can ever tell where you're from. When you say where you're from, they're like, no, but where are you really from? Are
Yeah.
you mixed? Are you sure you're 100% Indian? I'm like, yes, I'm pretty sure I'm 100% lighter skin, but yes.
So, just so y'all know, the way we met was through Pooja Shah. It was an audition. I forget what the audition was for, but I was talking to Pooja, then you came in, and I wasn't sure looking at you if you were Indian or not, and Pooja started talking to you, and I'm like, that's racist. I shouldn't assume that she's Indian just because Pooja Shah is talking to her. And Pooja could see I was kind of eyeballing you and knew what I wanted to ask, and Pooja's like, hey, you should go on Jaby's channel. Like, she set it up, and that's basically
And
what
that's how
happened.
we met.
So, yes.
And we started talking about Indian cinema, which is
Right,
cool.
because you basically ran or did coverage on the, I don't know if you ran or you just did coverage on it, on the Indian Film Festival.
I did coverage, so I hosted it, and then I was editing footage, and the Indian Film Festival also has their own set, so I was hosting it this year, the 17th Annual Film Festival, which was really cool. The work was
She's
awesome.
Legit. Legit.
Too legit.
Too legit.
Too quick.
All right, so this was fun, you guys. Make sure to check out Chhaya NENE. Chhaya NENE. She has a YouTube channel. She's on the social media. Check her out, follow her, etc., etc. All those things. Thanks for hanging out. Love y'all. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
and
Chhaya NENE.
peace out.